Good morning and welcome back to it, guys. The Now Morning Show, your Tuesday edition, continues on International Jazz Day, where we are still talking music, but this time it's Anthony's Cari-Jazz second annual Student Music Award program. And joining us to tell us more, the man himself, Anthony Maillard of Cari-Jazz, is joining us on the Now Morning Show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
An absolute delight, because anytime we start talking about awarding persons, it means that we're recognizing talent and giving them a space.
Absolutely.
But I have to ask, from the name Cari, I imagine Caribbean and jazz, what was the real drive behind it, beyond the love for genres?
Well, the real drive is to promote, support and promote and enhance our Caribbean jazz genre, really, throughout the world. So our goal is to find, support, and promote really the Caribbean jazz musicians in Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean, and promote their music on social media throughout the world.
Sounds like good stuff. But is there a particular reason we are seeing an annual students music program? It means that we're looking at persons who are reading, writing, and perhaps composing music as well?
Well, not necessarily reading, writing, but you know, the next level from promoting and on social media for us was to do something or give back to the community, and we decided that we would start a student award music program, select possibly a student once a year who would be best suited for an award, and give them a boost so they can boost their brand. They can use the money and promote their brand, promote their, you know, do recording for studio work, that sort of thing. Develop their EPK. The electronic press package,
right.
You know, and you know, just give them a start. So it was actually a natural progression for us to give back to the community, you know, and that's where it came from.
So granted that we're in the second one, tell me a little bit about the inaugural version and who was the winner then?
Well, the inaugural version was very interesting because, you know, people really don't trust that you're going to give it award. They don't, you know. Okay. So we didn't have as many students apply as we thought we would, but the eventual winner was Kyle Peters, and Kyle is well known in the music industry. He's attending university right now. As a matter of fact, he's finishing his degree right now, and he's a guitarist, entrepreneur. He had a mixer recently at Cafe Blue, which was quite well attended. Several of the luminaries in Trinidad were there in the presence, and Kyle has played with several great Trinidad musicians, and still is. I think he's right now flying back today from
as we speak.
As we speak,
on his way back.
Yes. So yeah, it was an honor to give it to Kyle, and he's a very humble and honest person. So it was great that he got selected.
Right.
You know.
Now, off of that, in that first edition, I imagine it would have included, or caused rather, a lot more persons to apply. So let's talk numbers. How many persons are we seeing within this cohort of the program for the second annual award?
Well, the second annual we've been beaten, trying to get it out there that the students, because in meeting with the students, they are certainly impressed by the offer, so to speak. But we've yet to see the plethora of entries that we'd like to see. So there's a lot of positive remarks, but they're still worried to do a 3-minute video of themselves, because that's the entry. You have to do a 3-minute video of yourself playing. And it doesn't have to show dexterity, but it has to show you playing and certainly contributing to the arts. And it has to be something of Caribbean jazz,
okay.
genre.
So I'm taking notes, because I also asked whether or not we look at any particular age group, and you were saying there aren't perhaps.
There isn't really an age group as such.
I have to do that face, because Ruckus and I have the grievance of every time the ministries talk about youth, we're out of the cutoff.
Right.
So that's nice.
I got out of the cutoff a long time. A long time ago.
Touché. But that means that
I'm good on the other side of the cutoff, yeah.
It means that all we need to do is make sure that we're playing Caribbean music. 3-minute long
3-minute long with your Caribbean jazz. I mean, we want to see some dexterity. We want to see something. I mean,
right.
we want to see you playing. We don't want to see shots of maracas while somebody's playing in the background, that sort of thing. We want to make sure that you are the person who's playing the instrument. It doesn't have to be a quality video, but we have to musically understand what's happening.
Gotcha.
The other thing is, we're looking for, breaking down into a third or fourth year music student or somebody who's just graduated. So in that range, anybody in Trinidad and Tobago can apply.
Sounds good. Now, just so that people are very clear on what's up for grabs, when we talk about that start that you want to give persons, can we quantify that?
Oh.
He said, oh.
Well, we'd certainly like to have a lot more corporate sponsorship so that we can give a lot more prizes to, let's say, the first 3 or 4 winners. But right now, the main prize is a $10,000 bursary for the winner.
Beautiful stuff. I love that you were hesitant as if it was a small figure, though. 10,000 is a great start, regardless of industry.
Right.
And of course, with more persons coming on board, that corporate sponsorship and additional support will come. But that is not stopping you from doing other endeavors, because I know that we have started with the sound of Uncle David Rudder for a reason, the David Rudder Project. Tell me a little bit about that part of things.
Right. So again, the natural progression of Anthony's Cari-Jazz while promoting jazz on a daily basis on social media, we said, okay, what are we going to do next? And really, we wanted to have a monthly concert. So we have a monthly jazz show at Cafe Blue, and it's called Anthony's Cari-Jazz at Cafe Blue. And so we feature local artists. Terence Shaw has been there, Mongal Patasa has been there, Dean Williams, Janelle Monteague, Leston Paul. So we've had a series of 9 concerts last year.
Right.
And this year, so far, we've had 3. And we're heading into another 9 series of concerts this year. However, not to give up the challenge and just, something else to do. We decided to have an honorary concert, so to speak, in doing the DRJP, which is David Rudder Jazz Project. So several musicians have come together and selected songs, David Rudder music, and we're doing that on Thursday night. We're having a David Rudder Jazz function.
Sounds delightful. And I'm sure somebody there is saying, okay, how do I get my tickets? How do I become a part of this? We don't want to miss it on Thursday.
Right.
Where can we get tickets?
Are available at the door. They can also, the tickets, they can phone us for tickets at 313-3212, now that my number is out there. Thank you.
And I'm sure it's going to be put to good use, because it's absolutely going to be worth it. Thursday is going to be magnificent.
But yes, that's the idea. You can actually pay at the door. I don't want to mention admission costs and stuff like that, but you can pay at the door and you can phone us ahead of time to get the tickets.
And in that case, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to check in with you more regularly, because if we're talking about monthly concerts and this one starting off, or at least this Thursday being David Rudder,
right,
I'm looking forward to see who other artists are going to be featured in the future. Now, of course, we will be doing that in terms of the checkups whenever you choose to. But for now, I thank you very much for joining us on the Now Morning Show, Mr. Maillard, and making sure that the jazz genre continues to shine in Trinidad.
Thank you. And I thank you for putting me on the other side and calling me Mr. Maillard.
Guys, on Thursday, we are celebrating the sounds of Uncle David Michael Rudder. Look, I laugh too much. But to go to the break, we're going to bring you more sights and sounds from the Beachfront Jazz. This time, of course, the sounds of Elan Parley featuring Tony Paul, as we come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stick around.